Innovative products, great pitches, and an even greater story to tell. That's the entrepreneur trifecta to getting the sharks on Shark Tank to bite. These 10 companies got the sharks interested enough to fight it out for a chance to partner with some great inventors. Who got the biggest bite? The Magic 5. Had all 5 sharks fighting $500,000 for a 2.5% stake in a custom sporting apparel company. You'd think that the sharks would have escorted Bo Haber and Rasmus Barford out the door themselves. But there was something about tapping into the $2.2 billion industry that got them listening. Yes, you heard that right. The Magic 5 had been making waves, figuratively and literally, in the sports apparel industry since 2018 with their custom-made swimming goggles, priced at $55. The Magic 5 got 5 sharks on board, with Kevin O'Leary and Nirav Tolia going together on a 5% equity deal. But in the end, the entrepreneurs from Denmark just felt a deeper connection with Robert Herjavec, who was willing to give them $500,000 for 5%. Oh, and reports from after their season 13th episode aired indicate that Mark Cuban joined in on that deal with Robert after filming.
My name is Max. I'm the founder and creator of Lumio.
Lumio lit up the room with its innovative design. Max Gunawan entered the tank with the 2 things the sharks are always on the lookout for: a great product and an even better pitch. Max brought out an innovative lighting solution that was portable, rechargeable, and modifiable. He wanted $250,000 in exchange for 8% of the company, a deal that all the sharks wanted in on. Of course, they were going to make a few counters. Interestingly, every shark in the tank made a unique offer that day, somehow outbidding one another to get in on the Lumio action. In the end, Robert shook hands with Max when he upped his offer from $250,000 for 10% to $350,000 for the same amount of equity. Per the company's most recent update, the deal with Robert never closed, but Lumio managed to reach new levels of revenue over the years, including more than $4 million per year since appearing on the show. But it was way ahead of its time. Ever had something taken away from your online shopping cart right before you clicked checkout? It's an all too familiar feeling of being stiffed by someone who's faster than you. Someone, or something. Bots are everywhere, and they're operating at speeds we cannot compare. So, Maurice Batchelor and Joel Griffith came up with a subscription model called Bot It that literally lets you buy things online via bots. Imagine getting early access concert tickets or being the first in line for new releases because you harness the power of bots. Who wouldn't want a piece of that action? Mark Cuban and guest shark Michael Rubin sure did, but they didn't agree with the pair's evaluation. While presenting their individual offers first, they agreed to come together. But Morris and Joel would have to accept $300,000 for a third of the company. They agreed. Totes Babies are cute and innovative father-daughter duo. Lindsay Fleischhauer and Stan Valius entered the tank with a solution for a problem we don't talk about as often as we should. What do you do when the baby's seat takes up the whole cart? Do you get another cart? So, you're okay with just hauling 2 shopping carts? There has to be a solution, and it's called Totes Babies.
Here seeking $100,000 for 10% of our business.
The entrepreneurs wanted $100,000 in exchange for 10% of their company, and the sharks were willing to bite. But the sharks agreed that 10% was too little of an equity stake in the company. Mark and Kevin bowed out respectfully, urging the duo to take up Lori on her offer. The only other offer besides hers was Robert and Daniel Lubetsky's joint deal of $100,000 for 22%. Yes, Lori wanted 3% more equity than the shark duo, but she was good for it too. Unsurprisingly, they took Lori up on her offer. Bala Bangles help you stay fit and fabulous. Natalie Holloway and Max Kislevitz were onto something big when they came into the tank with a great pitch and an even better product, introducing the world's first stylish wrist and ankle weights. They're so well crafted that the sharks thought they could just as easily be used as accessories too. That was the idea before the husband-wife duo's invention, making cardio more fun and easier to access for everyone. Naturally, the sharks were intrigued, and one by one, the offers started piling up. Natalie and Max now had a major decision to make. The couple wanted $400,000 for a 10% stake, but all 5 sharks wanted more equity. Mr. Wonderful, of course, wanted royalties on top of it. In the end, Mark Cuban and Maria Sharapova's deal was the one that resonated with the couple the most: $900,000 for 30% equity. In 2023, reports reveal that the company is bringing in $29 million in yearly revenue. Noggin Boss gave the sharks something to scratch their noggins over novelty goods that promote team building. Could it be true? Yes, with Noggin Boss, fans can support their teams with over-the-top novelty hats. Gabe Cooper and Sean Starner got the idea from a costume competition and revealed that the only hindrance they've faced is licensing rights. That's why they came in asking for less money, more equity in return, but desperately wanted a shark. The Sharks knew they had a real moneymaker on their hands, but it was Damon who got to go home with his noggin held high. King or queen of your own castle. Create a castle. Who doesn't love creating sandcastles? Kevin and Lori Lane had several patents for their invention. Stackable sandcastle building kits. The Lanes valued their product at $3.5 million, and Mr. Wonderful had a few questions, all of which Lori answered when she revealed that the company was on track to net over several million when the episode aired. That was all any of the sharks needed to hear, and the offers started coming in. Guest shark Kendra Scott couldn't love the product more if she tried, and she was willing to knock down some equity just so the Lanes wouldn't take up Damon on his offer. They didn't. A deal was made between Kendra and the Lanes for $350,000 for 20% equity. Cat Amazing was, wait for it, amazing. Would you ever want to struggle for a treat? Well, it's a good thing you're not an indoor pet that's bored out of its mind. Andrei Grigoriev only had cats to keep him company when he moved to the United States, and that's when he realized his feline companions were getting lazier and lazier by the day. They needed something to occupy themselves with, and Andrei needed something to bond with them over. Introducing Cat Amazing, an interactive puzzle feeder. They're unique and adjusted to your cat's intelligence, prompting weight control and fun activities with your pets. Of course, the sharks pounced at the opportunity to partner up. In the end, Robert and Kevin's matching offer included royalties, or Damon and Lori's matching offers with slightly more equity. Lori swayed Andrei when she offered that a portion of her proceeds would actually go toward cat shelters. She had the deal in the bag. Make breakfast fun again with Oatmeals. Not just a breakfast meal anymore. Sam Stevens wanted the Sharks to give her $500,000 for 20% equity in Oatmeal, her restaurant that makes sweet and savory oatmeal dishes. Lori calls it the most delicious meal she's had on Shark Tank, and that's saying a lot considering she's been on the show eating delicious meals season after season. You know Lori was interested just from that statement alone, and that's why she put in an interesting offer, $500,000 for 33.3% equity. Kevin O'Leary and Damon made the whole thing easier on Sam when they said that one restaurant just wasn't enough to pique their interest. But Barbara Corcoran wasn't about to back down without a fight. Lori wanted a piece of that oatmeal, but Barbara relayed great experiences she's had in Sam's space. Tough choice, but Sam knew she had to go with her gut. And her gut said, Lori Greiner. Pink Picasso makes crafting fun again. Anybody can be an artist with a Pink Picasso kit. This couple came into the tank wanting $400,000 for 15% equity in their paint-by-numbers kit-making company. It was the sort of product that had 4 sharks willing to battle it out. Barbara put in an offer for $400,000 loan for 5% equity with 8% interest. Kevin wanted $400,000 for 3% equity and a $6 royalty per kit in perpetuity. And Mark wanted them to choose the best shark for the job, Lori. Meanwhile, Lori was strategizing with the guest judge, Daniel Lubetsky, to see if this could be a joint venture. Why work solo when you can work better as a team? And that's why the two countered with $400,000 for 15% equity. Exactly what the couple was looking for. They had a deal. What are some of the most intense deals you've ever seen on Shark Tank? Make sure to let us know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more insider details into the lives of the uber rich.